Hi, hello there. Welcome to another Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Reid and my little white cat too. Oh, sorry, that was your head, wasn't it, buddy? We smushed his head on the table. Yeah, so. No, we're done. All right, that's all you wanted. So today we are watching. Today we are watching Am I Looking for a Girlfriend? If I Lose Weight, No One Will Watch Me Anymore / vlog. I don't know about the first one. I don't know. I'm not chronically... Well, okay, for starts. I've been in a relationship for going on 14, 15 years now, depending on which one of us you ask. And so I haven't had to be single for a long time. As far as the if I lose weight, no one will watch me anymore, I don't think that's true at all. I mean, there's always going to be people who are going to hate watch her just because. And then there's also like she'd get a new crowd of people who are going to watch her just because, like, if she actually starts losing weight, even with a nasty attitude, people are going to be interested in how she's doing it, how well she's doing, trials and tribulations thereof. So I mean, I would still watch. I'm invested now, y'all. So there's that. But before we get into this, I have a pin. I am not a doctor. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not anything else that talks about that kind of stuff. I am an anthropologist. I was an archaeologist for a long time. My closest thing to a specialist in this is my undergraduate degree was in physical anthropology and human evolution, which is not surprising to anyone. Shouldn't be anyway. I still have books on... the only book I don't have, and no one will know what the hell I'm talking about except me, is I don't have my Bass book anymore because I donated that to the lab, my undergraduate lab when I left, because they needed books for the lab. And so I've got two really great human osteology books that I refuse to part with because the pictures are really nice and the formulas and everything. They're probably both out of date, but I really do wish I still had my William Bass book because it's just so, like, iconic. Like, if you want to know what physical anthropology is, you need to get the Bass book. And anybody can buy it. It's just sort of pricey, and I'm lazy and I don't want to replace it, I guess. I really want a copy of it, but I don't want to pay for it, I guess is what I'm saying. That's it. That's it. My opinion comes from the land of anthropology being beaten into my brain for 4 years, and also my interest in human evolution and evolutionary diet. I know a couple of you have asked me to talk about the diet thing specifically, like the evolution of the diet. And I'm more than happy to do that. I just think I might do it in I'll probably do it in one of those tiny blue thought videos that I'm doing, just because I want to keep it kind of separate. I can go on and on and on about that if you would like. That is the other curse of academia. We are taught to talk and write a lot and never quite taught when to stop doing that. So I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to talk more about... Oh, I need to get my notebook, by the way. I'm more happy to talk about like analysis and that kind of stuff that I do. Just the anthropological aspect of this. There is anthropology in this. A lot of this is just me as a person watching. But the problem is again, participant, observer, everything I'm doing, every way I'm interacting with this is colored by my background, which happens to be out of anthropology and out of archaeology, which are very closely related, hence why one leads to the other. So, no, my opinion is not better or gooder or greater than anyone else who's doing these reactions, But it's just, that's my particular spin on it, my particular... I don't want to say gift, but my particular take on it, So there's that. And I think I've rambled long enough. Let me get my notebook though. All right. So what I have been doing since the last episode is I've been taking notes. Follow me. I'm a note taker again. 4 years of academia. I've been taking notes on Amber. Wow, that was you probably can't read any of this. But I've been noticing things. I have a theory, and if you watched my most recent rune reading, my theory is very heavily reinforced in that one. I have a theory that Amber is reinventing herself and trying to make a new version of herself, which I think she does periodically anyway. Like, we all reinvent ourselves, so that's not an unusual thing for anyone to be doing, that aspect of it. But I'm interested in the, excuse me, in the traits that new Lynn is going to have, or is in Amber's head perceived to have. Keep in mind, this is Amber reinventing herself. So she's recreating, or she is creating a version of Amberlynn that she likes. Okay. We don't have to like it. It's not us. It's not what we think is good. So what we see developing, whether we like the characteristics or the traits or not, is irrelevant, because this is Amber's perception of herself. Okay. So, and whether we agree with Amber's perception of herself is irrelevant also, because again, we are analyzing this. We have to try our hardest to set our biases and our opinions aside. That's going to last about as long as it takes me to hit the play button. So just FYI. And there's that. I do have my notes. I took notes on the last video. I'll be taking notes on this one. Oh yeah, I want to put that down real quick. Somebody pointed out in my comment section, and this is why I started doing the reading the comment section part, because I keep saying somebody said. And I'd like to give credit, and everybody seems to be okay with me giving credit where credit's due as far as like reading people's names, or at least the people who responded said they were okay with it. So I'm just going to run with that being everybody. But someone in my comment section said, because I was talking about her being a mimic, and she's still being a mimic. She's still copycatting. She's still being a doppelganger kind of a thing. But someone was like, what about the whale? And I'm like, I don't know. What about the whale? I've never seen the movie. I have no idea. And they're like, well, the potato scene from the whale, that's the choking thing that she's talking about is almost word for word from the whale. And I was like, no way. So I looked it up. Fortunately, there are people who have bootlegged it and put the scene of him choking on the potato up. And it's literally just the scene. And I tell you what, I don't have anything against people who like these kind of movies, but this will tell you a lot about me. I love Brendan Fraser. He was like one of my crushes when I was a kid. Like, I would have done anything for Brendan Fraser. I watched movies that I didn't even like because he was in them. That being said, watching that one, I don't even think it was a 5-minute clip. Watching that clip was easily one of the most painful experiences I've ever had, like, emotionally in my life, as far as like being inflicted by TV and or video. Okay. Obviously I've had worse experiences, but my point being, that was a lot. It was supposed to be a lot too. And this is why I can't watch the movie, because just that scene alone, I was just like, oh no. So watch that. Blew my mind. Keep in mind, we didn't actually see Amber choke on the potato. Oh, thank God. And we didn't see Feline rescue her life and all of that. But literally every step of that clip was what Amber described happening to her. And on the one hand, I guess, but the other, I'm just like, why would that be the thing you want to mimic? Why is that the thing you want to bring into your identity, especially online? Because keep in mind, everything she puts online becomes part of the Amberverse and becomes part of her perceived identity by the rest of the world, right? So why would you want something so incredibly not only unflattering, but shocking and just like sad in an incredibly pathetic kind of way? Not sad in a sympathetic kind of way. Like, that scene's not meant to make you sad for Brendan Fraser's character because you're like, oh, poor Brendan Fraser's character. I don't even know what the guy's name is. Poor Brendan Fraser's character. I mean, poor guy, you know, everybody's choked on some food. That's scary. No, you're supposed to be like, dude, chew your goddamn food. Like, you're supposed to be angry and exasperated and kind of weirded out by that scene. And it did a great job of doing that, by the way. But pity? I mean, maybe, but it's not the kind of pity that you want, you know, not the right type of pity. There's various kinds of pity in my mind. So why? And this tells me that Amber can't, and Amber can't analyze things deeply enough to understand why there's an emotional reaction around something. Amber, I think, maybe saw the clip. I don't think Amber watched the movie at all. But I think maybe Amber saw the clip or read something about it or something like that. And she was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do because, you know, that got an emotional reaction out of people. And so people will have that same emotional reaction towards me. And I think in general, they did. I didn't see a lot of like sympathy for her after she told that story, which is, I think, what she was trying to get. But it's not a sympathetic story. It's not. And now that I've seen the movie, it's not meant to be a sympathetic story. It's meant to show you like, well, the realities of this guy's life and just like the accumulation of all of these incredibly poor decisions that he made and continues to make. And also how much he's just given up. Like in that scene, the character's just kind of given up. And that's kind of the point. As I understand, that's kind of the point of the movie. I'm sorry, something's snagging my hair. That's kind of the point of the movie is like, it's not really making fun of a dude who's 600 pounds. Those just happen to be the consequences of his actions leading up to that moment. And it happens to be the vehicle of how he comes to his end in the movie. But it's not really about that. It's just a story about a guy who's made really bad life decisions, tries too late in life to kind of rectify them. And then when it doesn't work out, he just kind of gives up, which I mean is understandable. It's a story about life, you know? Amber doesn't get that point. So like in my head, I wouldn't, even if that happened to me in real life, I might talk about choking on the potato because yeah, I would never in 1,000 fucking years tell you that I like shat myself. No, why would you share that with anyone? But anyway, my exasperation over, it's 14 minutes in. Let's do this. All right. So that just goes further into like Amber's doppelganging mimicry thing, and it kind of goes back on the Rendell Ray thing where not only was she mimicking Rendell Ray's like dangling hanger ribbon thing, she wore the exact same colored shirt. Okay, so I don't for a minute think that was an accident. It's happened to everybody. Like for Rendell Ray, it's easy to be like, dude, that sucks. We've all been there. And Rendell Ray handled it by having like a quick, I want to say maybe 2-minute clip at the very beginning being like, yeah, this happened. I know it's there. You know, a lot of us are like, sometimes you don't see things until you're starting to edit and you're just like, well, I'm not redoing that. So you just kind of put a little disclosure at the front and be like, I know it's there. Please don't tell me about it. I'm aware, kind of a thing, just so you don't get 90,000 comments about, hey, your thing's showing, you know, that kind of a thing. But Rendell Ray handled it very quickly. Amber decided to drag it out. Okay, so it's like, look, you guys, look, guys, It's like, it's not that great. Kind of makes me wonder if, like, remember that one time she wore her shirt backwards, you know, seeing the shirt in the picture here, and she had like the chest piece was wrong. It was actually supposed to be a back piece, and she was wearing it in the front. She's like, oh, it's cutting me off from the throat. And it's like, that should have been your first clue. It kind of makes me wonder if someone else hadn't done that first and she was just copying it somewhere. It kind of like everything she does now that's very stand out-ish, like not her everyday thing, but the stuff the stories she tells and the things that stand out. I kind of wish that there was some way to like reverse search those things because I want to find out who she's mimicking about that, because it's beginning to look like Amber's entire personality is a fabrication of and an amalgamation. Yeah, it's a fabrication and an amalgamation of other things that she has seen elsewhere. And it's not just YouTubers. It's going deeper than that. It's going into like movies. Very popular movies, and maybe not even that. I mean, maybe she's pulling stuff from really obscure places that most of us wouldn't go because it's just not our thing. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just like, we don't watch that. You know, we're not that part of the community or something, you know, that kind of a thing. There's a whole thing about it in Sandman comic books. Neil Gaiman is a genius writer. Was it the Mockingbird? Or is the Cuckoo? I think it's the Cuckoo. I don't think you can hear it, but just in case you can, my pressure cooker's releasing and Soon I will have delicious, delicious monster mash. Nom, nom, nom. I'll be showing you guys that in my video for food today, but I'm glad you all are interested in that because I didn't think anybody really would be, but y'all seem to be slightly more interested in it than I was expecting. But, all right. I think a 20-minute preamble is plenty. Let's watch. Am I looking for a girlfriend? Question mark. / if I lose weight, no one will watch me anymore. / vlog.
Hi guys, welcome to a new video.
Hi.
I am about to do my makeup, so don't worry. I'm probably just going to do something like low-key today. Right now, I'm watching the Really Good podcast with Bobby. I think I'm obsessed with like her demeanor and...
So is this somebody else I need to watch to see if she's like copying? What was it? Bobby what?
I have watched like every single one that she's done, which is only like 5.
Really Good podcast. Funny Marco talks about why he hates Snoop Dogg. Why would you hate Snoop Dogg?
And this is the last one I haven't seen. I am going to subscribe now. Yes, I am. Because just the way that she acts is so funny to me. I was literally...
Oh my god, she's doing her eyebrows. I never do that to my eyebrows.
Of doing my eyebrows when a massive bug just flew into the window and died.
Probably
from
not
the
dead.
outside, obviously. They thought they could fly in here and it just went dong. That's the noise it made. Literally dong. Oh, that was hard to see. That was sad. Okay.
Sorry, I keep having minor interruptions, and so if there's a bunch of I can't start a video without 19 million interruptions. So that's why at the beginning of my videos, they're always so choppy because you think you have everything and you don't. And then everyone needs your attention and then your phone goes off and then this and that. Let's do this. All right. Empath Lynn is, wow, that's a face. Empath Lynn is sad because the bug died. Probably the bug's not dead. Just saying. Bugs are resilient. So probably the bug's not dead, but the fact that she thinks it is cute.
Okay, so I'm not done with my makeup. I'm still mid-makeup, but I have had so many DMs on Instagram of people asking about the glitter that I'm wearing. Well, I'm not currently wearing it. I might wear it today. I don't know.
Oh, you are. You just don't know it yet. You just haven't found that stray piece of glitter that's going to be with you forever. It's your new BFF. I'm sorry. Glitter is just, you don't get rid of glitter. It becomes part of you.
It is NYX Professional Makeup Glitter Brilliance. It's for your face, body, whatever you want it to be. And this one is in the color 07 Glee. Gli. So it's this cute little guy here. Hi guys.
I like NYX makeup, actually. It's one of my preferred when I'm buying colors, like lipstick, eyeshadow. I really like their eyeliners. I like NYX makeup a lot. I like them, and I like Wet n Wild, but their formula, I feel like their formulas are changing, and I'm not keen on them. The last couple of times I've bought stuff from Wet n Wild, it's just been not great, I guess I should say. Empath bug.
Guys, so update on my life. I finished my makeup. I went outside for a walk, saw some people, waved at some people, smiled at some people, made small talk with some people, and it was nice. And Twinkie got pet on by some strangers. Sometimes I'm weird about that. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I came back inside. Like,
my mom's one of those people. I love my mother. I do. She's my mother. But my mom is one of those people that doesn't understand that people don't like when you just walk up on their animals and their children. And she's like, if she sees a dog, it is suddenly her new best friend. And it doesn't matter who the dog is. The only dogs she doesn't bother are service animals. And thank God for that. But she will, if you are walking your dog, she will want to pet your dog. And she will just beeline straight for you. There could be lines of traffic and she's just like, doop, 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 dog. So that's my mom. That's my mom and the dogs on the road. So I feel you.
I was in a good mood. I came back inside. I was okay.
And then?
But then, I don't know. I just started writing poetry. And I have not written poetry in a really long time. Writing used to be, really special to me. poetry is one of my favorite forms of art besides like music and stuff. I can't create that. But I used to create a lot of poems, and that was my form of art. And I eventually like realized I wasn't passionate about it anymore because a lot of like outside influence. And so I stopped writing for years. I did. And when I journal, like there are moments where like I'll maybe write a poem that's like a couple sentences, but nothing like how I used to write. I will say like how I used to write like a decade ago, no, definitely not the way I write now. Like I've changed my writing style for sure, but never good enough and whatever it may be, because it was never about that. It was never about like, oh my god, what a great poem. It was more so about the way it made me feel. And I stopped feeling that way because of like outside things. But I just wrote a poem and it just like really hurt. It did. I guess it needs to happen though. Like, cause I remember yesterday I kept holding back tears all day long. Like literally all day long. And normally I just let myself cry. But all day yesterday I had this lump in my throat and I just wanted to cry so bad. And I wouldn't let myself.
So I decided to turn the camera on and cry in front of the camera because reasons. This crying in front of the camera shit is really getting on my nerves. I think I've also made myself clear about how I don't like weaponizing tears, so.
And then it was finally nighttime. I'd say after like 10 hours of just like holding on strong, I finally just let myself do it. I just started bawling my eyes out. And I felt so much better afterwards.
I know I keep interrupting this, but let's be serious for a second here. This is very performative. And the reason I say that is because we've had enough examples throughout the years of Amber actually crying and Amber actually being unable to hold back emotions. And this is, I'm not saying Amber didn't have a moment last night where she, she just let herself cry and just got it all out, which honestly, you could just tell me that and I'm cool. I don't care. I don't need to see the evidence thereof. But what's happening right now in this scene is, all of this is my opinion, is a reenactment of it. And that's why the emotions aren't coming off genuinely, because this isn't an in the moment kind of thing. She's not really feeling this emotion. I've noticed a lot lately. She sits in this particular, wherever this is in our living room. She's sitting here because of the window and she's trying to use the natural light because God forbid you get a freaking ring light. I mean, literally, I have 2 of them. This one was like $10. This one we're not going to discuss because it was way too much money. But she's been sitting in this area a lot. And when she's thinking, she's looking out the window. And I know where the window is based on where the light is because there's no other light source in this damn room. And so this is her. I don't know if she's actually like making it up on the fly. I think she's rehearsed this to some degree. You know how like you rehearse a story in your head? It's not like you have a script in front of you and you're reading Macbeth. It's just like, oh yeah, first I want to mention X and then I want to mention Y and then I want to mention Z, that kind of a thing. But it's all in your head. And so this is her trying to remember what the next step is or what the next part of the story is that she wants to tell. And this is why it's not coming across as genuine, because this has been rehearsed. Maybe she did have a moment last night and she's like, yeah, I really want to share that with the vlog tomorrow. But because of that, and because she's just such a terrible actor, it just comes across so disingenuous and so fake. Even the crying, she's getting better at squeezing out tears. But again, we've seen her cry. Okay? We know what it looks like when she's actually crying. And this isn't even close to that. Amber. So no offense, but when you cry, everybody ugly cries, okay? We all look like hell when we cry. Our noses turn red, our cheeks flush, our noses start to run, your eyeballs puff up. I mean, you look like hell when you cry, okay? Even if you're just kind of like, oh, I'm just kind of getting a little emotional and your eyes start to water. I mean, your eyes are still going to get red and puffy and that kind of stuff. And I mean, if I really wanted to take the time to zoom in on her face, I mean, I can kind of see that her eyes are slightly kind of reddish here. But the rest of it, there's no other natural reaction occurring on her face. No kind of like, there's no biological reaction happening here. Her cheeks aren't turning red. Her nose isn't turning red. You know, she's frowning, yes. And her eyes might be a little not bloodshot, a little red, but it's going to happen when even if you have allergies, your eyes turn red. I mean, that's the whole point. But the other reason why I think she's performing is this whole not wiping her face thing. And someone pointed out in my comment section, she never has a Kleenex or a napkin anywhere on hand to dab at her eyes, to wipe her face. I've got at least 3 boxes of Kleenexes around this house because, like, I own 3 cats and I have 2 windows in this apartment and it's really hard to get the dust out of here. So my eyes are always watering and stuff. I'm not allergic to my cats, you guys. I'm actually not. But my point is like, if my eyes so much as feel like they're watering, I got something to catch my eyes with, you know? That kind of a thing. She's perfectly content to walk around with streaky mascara, lines through her foundation. I'm beginning to think the reason she puts makeup on is because when she cries, it leaves such a more dramatic after effect, as opposed to when she doesn't have makeup on and she cries and you just have like her blotchy face. Her face isn't even blotchy. And maybe that's the makeup, maybe, but I'm willing to bet that this is fabricated, you know? Anyway.
And it made me realize that crying is actually helping me. And I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't. I just want to watch it.
On here all the time and people talk shit about it, but I don't care. Like, it's helping me to, like, just, like, gets out something. So as I was writing this poem, I'm just like crying, and it was just like a whole therapeutic experience, to be honest. It really was. And I know after this wave of sadness and these wave of tears and emotions, once it goes away, I'll be okay again. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of time, and then I'm going to start filming again. But I just wanted to let you guys know kind of where my head's at currently, because I'm just like really emotional lately. Really emotional.
See, and then she does that thing. Really emotional. Like she has that normal voice, or normal for the situation where she's talking. She does this a lot. She'll have her normal voice. I'm really sad, you guys. You know, I'm really going through it. I've been crying, and then people pick on me because of it, and I just really wish they wouldn't. I'm just really sad, you guys. And then she'll like drop her voice really far and just start nodding and kind of looking away. This is what she thinks sorrow looks like. This is what she thinks sorrow is. That's what she thinks it looks like. So that's how you always know she's performing. I don't know if she's making it up, but she's performing at this point. She'll have her normal tone of voice for the conversation, and then she'll drop it down. And she always looks this way. She'll just drop it down. So you know she's performing.
Going through something.
You're going through something?
That is obviously clearly affecting me. And not everyone is affected by the same things. But this is...
And then she does that thing with her mouth. I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but she's just like... She'll have one frowny, and then she'll go... Like she's disappointed in the world.
It's affecting me in a way that I literally was not expecting, so... Breakups are really hard, and depending on certain circumstances, it could be harder for others, or freeing for others, or some people are so happy after a breakup, some people are fucking devastated, and that's just where I'm at right now. And
we are 3 days away from this being literally a month long. This has been a month-long breakup. It's not that I don't think people can't go through an emotional stage that lasts this long, especially after a long relationship or an intense relationship comes to an end. I'm just saying nobody cares anymore. Like, we aren't your friends to begin with, so we don't have a ton of sympathy for you in general. So you continuing to remind us constantly that you broke up with somebody and that you're heartbroken and that blah, 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 blah. It's not at this point garnering sympathy, it's garnering irritation because you're not learning, you're not growing, and you're not developing while going through this. Most people, when they have this kind of a situation, for better or for worse, go through a significant and noticeable change. And all I've really seen is this performative change. I want to write that down because I'm a genius. But I'm not really seeing any like actual change. Like nothing significant has changed. You haven't taken up a new physical activity. You haven't changed the way you're eating. You haven't even changed your style. A lot of people will like change something about themselves pretty drastically when they come out of a relationship, a bad breakup, because they're trying to distance themselves from their former the former self or that relationship. So they'll pick something and change it. They'll pick up a new hobby or they'll pick up a new distraction. They'll change their style. They'll color their hair. They'll get a haircut. They'll get new makeup. They'll learn to cook new foods. It's not necessarily like they completely reinvent themselves, but almost everyone I've ever seen has done one thing, you know, and for better or for worse, they've changed one aspect of their life. Even if it's temporary, nothing's changed. Nothing. It's not even like a subtle change. All I'm noticing is this. I'm just starting to become really aware of the mimicry. And on top of that, I'm just becoming really aware of these performative moments where I think Amber really does think she's changing, but I don't know where we're going. And I know people are like, oh, she's trying to attract a new partner. I'm not entirely sure. I'm really not.
It's going to be like that for a little bit. It's going to be like that for a little bit.
And when she repeats herself like that, you know she's performing. It's going to be like that for a little bit. It's going to be like that for a little bit. Somebody asked me about that. Yes, I did. Yes, she did. I think that's part of that. I think that's part of I think it's a tell. It's the same thing as she just did here, where she's just like repeating exactly what she just said. Only instead of repeating word for word, she just defaults to, yes, I did.
And I've been getting so many messages on Instagram that have just been amazing, and I thank you guys so much. But there was one that was just like, I appreciate you being so vulnerable and relatable, and the fact that you were doing this in front of a large audience just goes to show how strong you are. And it just like truly meant the world to me to read those words. God, I can't believe I just did my makeup, and now my makeup's all messed up.
Oh my God, good goddamn napkin.
Only me, you know? I just feel like I need to let myself feel. Because by not allowing myself to feel, I'm not going to heal. And as someone who is daily vlogging.
And she just switched. Did you guys catch that? Hang on. Watch it.
I'm not going to heal. And as someone who is
right there. That moment, that was the switch. She went from being emotional and vulnerable and open and sad and miserable, and now she's lecture Lynn. She's going to start telling us something important that fast. That's how fast she switches. It is stunning to me. It's just fascinating beyond words to me. There's just, I mean, like, that's the only, I've watched her do it several times. I think I've pointed it out a few more times, but like right there, you saw it just went from being emotional to bam, done.
Daily vlogging
there we
for
go.
15 days. You guys are going to see that process happen.
Yeah, so now we're
and
getting
I just
lectured.
need you guys to be patient with me, please.
There we go.
Because I can't control how I feel currently, but I'm trying my hardest to control like my actions around it. I'm trying really hard. So, but yeah, just patience, please. Anyways.
Yeah, see, she wasn't even, I mean, yeah, her voice was kind of gravelly, but her expression wise, she wasn't even trying to pretend like she was sad anymore. She was just very, you need to be nicer to me. You should be happy that I'm giving you these 15 days of uploading, and you should be happy and be nice to me about it. She's all but wagging her finger in her faces.
I am going to journal just a little bit more and then get out of this like headspace, because it will go away. It comes in waves, and I will see you guys.
Sorry about it.
I'll have some raw broccoli with cottage cheese, mustard, some leftover onions, and turkey kielbasa. This is my first meal of the day, and I prefer having this as my first meal because it's so freaking good.
I'm having what I call monster mash. It's delicious. It kind of looks like that stuff Amber made the other day. It has no tomato in it, though.
So I don't know why this is a hot topic, but I showed you guys me just taking a filtered selfie on my Snapchat, which this is something I do every day, and I've done for years. I only
That does not surprise me even a little bit.
Communicate with my personal, in real life friends or family or whatever it may be on Snapchat, and we're always sending photos back and forth or whatever it is. And now people like have a conspiracy that I'm looking for a girlfriend because I showed you a filtered photo. The stretching has gone way too far, folks. I promise you, I'm literally just sending this to one of my really good friends, okay? Y'all, I don't know what is happening, but my mood is so much better right now. Like,
Called mania. It's because you're not taking your meds.
Like, I just changed the litter box, have a load of laundry started, like cleaning a little bit, packing a little bit, and I just feel so much better. I told you, it's like that crying session that needs to happen every single day. And I'm fine with
every single day? Oh, honey, if I was crying like that every single day, you would be damn sure I would be calling my prescribing therapist and being like, I need stronger meds now. Stat.
But since we're in my good old room, y'all, there's so many things that I have to like go through and look at and like be sad about getting rid of, but knowing I don't need it, or it has memories that I don't want, you know. And it's like I have to sit here and decide, like, do I want this big guy right here? Pretty good, pretty decent, super expensive.
Oh my god!
But there's one down here that is super like floppy and.
Did she just say it's super expensive? Girl, that's like either Target or IKEA furniture. It could not be more than $120. And I doubt it's that expensive.
Annoying. So I'm over here trying to decide what to do. I am getting rid of these mirrors, by the way. I used to have 3 of them because I was going to do this whole moment. They're so dusty right now, but I just like don't care. But I used to have 3. I got rid of 1. Now I still have 2. I have this guy and then the other one's right there. So I will be getting rid of these for sure. I'm trying to think of like what for.
Her house is very cluttered. And by cluttered, I mean the surfaces in her house have a lot on them.
I have a huge
I'm just noticing how cluttered the surfaces are.
That I'm probably going to get rid of, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just like memories or held on to certain things. Like I'm trying really hard to separate myself from blankets. That's a whole other topic. But there's going to be a lot of blankets that I'm getting rid of because of memories and stuff. Because
I can't get too snipey. I have 2 blankets, one of which my grandfather gave to me when I was younger before he passed away. And the other ones, I don't use this blanket, but the other blankets, my aunt, when my dad passed away, my aunt took all of his t-shirts and made one of those really cool patchwork t-shirt blankets out of it. She made one for me. Well, it's a quilt, technically. She made one for me and one for my mom out of his old t-shirts and stuff. And then there's like these little matching pillows that have the cuffs made out of the cuffs of all the shirts. It's cute. I don't like to use it because I don't want to damage it. But as far as like spare blankets, those are literally my spare blankets is those 2. So.
Because I have this weird like attachment with blankets. Literally been like this since I was like 2 years old. So Don't ask. Don't come for me. I'm a weird girly. I'm quirky. So
You're really not. You're really not. I don't have any other way to put that. You're really not. You're pretty average, actually.
the topic of blankets right now is a hard one. I know, I hope someone out there understands. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know. We'll get there when we get there, I guess. Sorry, you guys hear my dryer in the back, but look at that cutie. Look how sweet. Twinkie Store. She's out.
She's lost some
weight. Because we just took a walk. I'm out myself, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, you guys, I really want to try some of these loaded cauliflower bites, bacon and cheddar.
I've had those. They're not as good as they look. They're really not. I don't care for them. And I even like Bird's Eye as a brand. These things, they look good. They never taste that good. She's probably going to love them, but I don't know. I actually have taste buds. She's got like Jimmy Dean sandwiches in there, that organic rice is in there. Wow, that was something. She's got something else back there that's some pre-made food. Like, I could live off the groceries in her house. I could stretch the groceries in her house to feed myself and my partner for probably a month or more without buying more groceries. I just figured this was a better alternative to me ordering fast food, which is what I really want to do right now. So I'm choosing to do this instead. Like, when I want to eat takeout, it's hard for me not to have takeout. Like, it's very, very hard. Look, it's really not. Just delete the damn app, and then you can't do it. Delete the app and block the website. Both of those things are easy to do. When I had issues with social media and I was getting a little too invested in, like, back when Twitter was still Twitter and functional, I had to delete the app off my phone and I blocked the website on my computer. And it's still, to this day, I have a timer. I can't spend more than an hour in the entire day on either the website or the app without it cutting me off, because phones and computers do lots of cool stuff now if you know how to set it up. So I had to do that because I recognized that I had a problem. But after I did that, it's set up to go. There's nothing I can turn it off if I wanted to, but why would I? Like, it's working. And then the whole point is that, like, if I'm on there for longer than an hour, it just, like, it doesn't care if I'm in the middle of a sentence. It doesn't care what I'm doing. It just, you're done, and just completely shuts everything down. So I'm pretty sure I could just put these in the air fryer. Like, it says to use an oven. But then it says cooking in a toaster oven, not recommended. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not a toaster oven. You'll be fine.
It's fine.
Oh my God, we had a toaster. I had an office job for like 2 years, and we had a toaster oven instead of a microwave for some strange reason. I don't know. But it was weekly that someone would start some sort of fire in the toaster oven. I don't know why they didn't get rid of the damn thing and just get us a microwave, but I guess they just enjoyed the excitement of who's going to burn what this week. Oh, I'm just going
to make all of them, I guess. Yep. One is like flat. I'll show you guys what they look like. I don't know. I hope this is good.
They look like little round.
I'm just feeling really hungry. And this is when the takeout cravings come. Okay. So this is what they look like.
To be fair, it doesn't look like there's that many of them, but
I'm going to plug this guy in.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Power, air fry.
Ooh, it dehydrates.
I guess I'll just have it on.
Why have we not had this discussion about how long you need to put the damn things in the air fryer? They're going to be burned. Did you not learn your lesson with the mini talk? Is she doing this just to tick me off? Because it's working. I'm sorry. What? But seriously, these things come with instruction manuals. Did she not read them? In the instruction manual, it has like recommended times to cook things for. They're going to be burned if she really does cook them for 20 minutes. So I'll check it here and there. Okay, hi. It has been 8 minutes, and I did some research. Well, it's about damn time. If something says oven, you can use an air fryer.
And that air fryer actually actually did like power. Real so I was research. Like, oh, okay, cool. I learned something. All right, so it's been 8 minutes.
I'm writing down the thermometer because I've never seen her do this before, ever. And when she was checking the pork chops, sure, that, whatever. This is ridiculous. That shit's been processed within an nth of its life. There's no way in hell that they can't. She probably could have eaten those straight out of the package after they've sat out on the table all day, and they wouldn't have tasted as good, but she wouldn't get sick from them, is what I'm saying. Like, the preservatives alone in that will prevent that from happening. They would have to be out for days, and even then, she probably could still have eaten it. It probably wouldn't have tasted good, but she still wouldn't have gotten sick. This is ridiculous.
I just wanted to check on it. I do use a meat thermometer for, like, everything, so.
For, like, the past 2 videos. This is new. This isn't a new thing. This isn't an old habit. This is a new thing. It's like when she was measuring her food. I always measure my food, you guys. Really? Why is this the first time in 6 years I've seen you do it?
Yeah, this still needs more time.
Does it, though?
And then it just starts again when you close it. It's pretty great.
And you didn't... Oh, my God. Let it go.
Hi, we're back. So it's been like 5 more minutes. I catch myself watching Alex, you guys know, the reaction channel.
I saw he had a thumbnail up.
And he literally just said that if I lose weight and become like a success story, that no one's gonna watch me anymore. Pretty much just said that. So it's just like these reaction channels. You ain't adding up. Like, do you actually care about me? And do you want to see me get better? Or are you really just like loving the demise?
Interesting words that she's chosen here. I know she watches Alex. I think she likes Alex. Likes Alex. I think he's adorable too. And I love his hair. Interesting choice of words, though. Do you reaction channels actually care about me? Not to be rude. It's gonna come off that way, but no, I don't.
Loving the train wreck, so you can just like keep making that money. Like, it's just not enough. And that's just like hard. The more train wreck I am, the more views I get. I was getting my lowest views when I was on really, really good track. When I first got with Feline, it was during that era. I was like losing weight, I was eating super healthy, and I was getting the lowest of views. And now that I'm like...
So Alex was right then? If you start to lose weight and do really well, you'll lose views? We've all said that. It'll just be a rolling over of your audience. You'll probably get those viewers back. They're just not going to be the same people. You're going to lose a group of people who were there for the train wreck and who are like, oh, the train wreck's over now, and they'll leave. And then you'll get a whole new group of people who are going to be like, wow, it's so inspirational. And you'll finally get the audience you want.
Not doing that? I don't know. See, it's things like that. When people say things like that, it's just like, it mentally messes with me hardcore. Knowing that I could lose my job if I become healthy and successful in my weight loss. Like, that's, like, don't say things like that.
And this is exactly why she'll never lose weight. Because she knows that. She knows it. She doesn't like hearing it, but she knows it. And that's why she'll never try to actually lose weight, because she knows her numbers dip when she does. When she's on track and she's doing good, her numbers dip. It frightens her. She goes back to gorging and eating on camera, and her numbers jump back up again. It's what she knows versus what she doesn't know. She's comfortable here, and she thinks this is the only way it works. And that's why she will never lose weight. Not because she can't, but because she doesn't want to. And this is one of those reasons. It's not all of those reasons.
Please. Okay. Now that I'm done expressing my feelings, where some people would call it a rant, you can call it what you want, but I'm just expressing myself. So these are definitely done. So let me get a plate, and then we can plate some and try them. Got a plate. I'm going to unplug it. This, I still use this, to the person who sent me it. In my P.O. box, the cat spatula, she is still used. Yes, she is.
Oh my God.
So I think I'm going to have a couple. Let's do 3. This is what it looks like, by the way. I'm gonna let Feline have some. I'm sure she's gonna like it. And then here are my 3. Okay,
right,
so I want to try these.
They're not as burned as I thought they would be. So she must not have left them in for all 20 minutes.
With and without ranch. So obviously we're gonna try them without ranch first.
No, we're not. No, we are not. Nope. Perfect.
Okay, so Feline also tried them. She liked them. I'm about to have a couple more because 3 just wasn't enough, so I'm gonna have 3 more. Hello. A popsicle stick thing. I've been enjoying it, and I know a lot of you have too.
I know you have.
So I actually posted on my Instagram for you guys to send me more questions because all the ones that I have now are all weight related. So,
and I don't want to answer them anymore. It's my super ego requires more. But is the super ego the one that the ego regulates, the super ego overcompensates, the id has the desire. So it's her super ego that's like, I need more attention, and her ego apparently does not regulate. So there's that.
So obviously I'm gonna still answer the ones I haven't done, but it's just gonna be a continuous loop of just like questions, things to talk about. I have thought long and hard about getting a podcast, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I can yip and yap and talk and I literally could talk your ear off.
If she starts a podcast, I'm not listening to it. Sorry. I'm not doing
I'm not even lying. Like, get me in the right mood and my mouth won't shut. I just don't think that I want to... Rattles! Come here, baby. Walking in front of the camera. I just don't think that a podcast is something that I would want to do by myself. Like, having a co-host or maybe just like someone literally there, like a host. Like a 2-hoster, me and someone else. Rarity.
Cat butt.
I think that would be cool. I would totally do it.
Please don't. That whole interview thing she did with Feline, Feline has a very nice voice, and Feline is very much someone who I would like listening to for a long period of time, but Amber could not, in my opinion, maintain a podcast enough voice for too long before she starts doing this and talking like a 5-year-old, and oh my god, kind of a thing that she does. And then like she tries to throw that verbal fry in, which is not great. She's not good at faking it. Oh my god, you guys, I can't picture myself sitting through 5 minutes of just that, let alone an hour, which is what most podcasts run.
There are a couple people in my life I feel like we would make a bomb podcast.
Also, she wouldn't stick to it anyway. She'd probably get through 3 episodes, realize she'd probably get through like 3 episodes, realize how much effort it is to edit a damn podcast, and then she'd be like, "Nope, I'm out." And she wouldn't even like announce that she's done. She's just quit and just basically ghost anyone who's her audience.
Topics. It would be controversial opinions. Like, it would be so good, but unfortunately,
would it?
The 2 people I'm actually thinking of, I don't talk to anymore. So, and the tea is one of them used to be my best friend, and another one of them used to be my ex. So I'm not even gonna say who.
Used to be your ex? They're not your ex anymore? So you're back together? Don't run with that. It's just me picking up on weird ways she says things. Oh, that's a face.
Who and what and when and how, because it doesn't even matter. But I'm just saying that it would be a good podcast. For real, for real. Like, I really do love doing the whole popsicle thing with you guys. But I just feel like vlogs are very like everyday life, you know, your daily life, what you're doing, talk about what you're doing. So some topics just don't come up, and like hearing what your audience wants you to talk about, it definitely helps and builds more like topics around your channel. Hey guys, so it's like the end of the night. I should already be like in bed. Melatonin in my body, but yeah, so I need to.
I'm beginning to think she doesn't take melatonin either, or at least she's not taking melatonin when she says she's taking melatonin recently. I think Amber's getting the reaction bug. I've said this, and I know a lot of other people have said this, that like if she were to do reactions, even just reactions to reaction channels, I would watch it. I totally would watch that. Would I listen to a podcast? No. But I'd love to watch her, even if she wanted to pick like someone completely unrelated to the Amberverse and react to that, like react to a Pink Sparkles or maybe bits and pieces of H3H3. I know nothing about H3H3 other than she listens to them and likes to name drop them a lot. Or I don't know. Does Trisha Paytas still make videos? I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I would watch that because I think it would be interesting to watch her, well, do like I do. Because then I would be able to see her brain in full function, her thought process. I don't mean like she's stupid. I mean like her thought processes. I would be able to watch those happen. And that would be interesting to me. Going back to the melatonin thing. So like, you guys, it's so late at night and my melatonin's kicked in. I'm so tired. No, that's not what melatonin does. I mean, melatonin makes you tired, but it doesn't make you drunk. She's acting like she's taken 5 shots of Jaeger on top of her melatonin. Melatonin makes you sleepy. It makes you tired, but it doesn't make you act like this. You guys, I'm so tired. And I know that because I take it. I don't know. If you take melatonin and it makes you act like you're whacked out on stuff, I'm not judging, but please share, because as far as my experience with it goes, it just makes you tired. And that's about it. It doesn't make you act like you're 5 sheets to the wind, you know? I think it's supposed to be cheeks to the wind, but I'm not entirely sure on that either.
So I hope that you guys did enjoy this vlog. I don't even remember what I vlogged today. Honestly,
me either at this point.
Can't remember a damn thing. So hopefully I vlogged stuff, because I literally cannot remember what I vlogged. Something about a cauliflower like bite thing, which I'm craving that. Those were so good, so I'm definitely gonna bite more.
I don't believe it. You don't remember either.
Anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye. So she has final thoughts as well. What are your final thoughts, little one? What are your final thoughts, huh? You been playing in your water dish? What you been playing in your water dish? Hey, just let me go. Final thoughts. She gets emotional support and fulfillment from reaction channels, which I think is a very interesting observation, particularly from ones that she likes. Like, I think she was getting some kind of emotional feedback from watching Alex's Shook specifically. And I think that's why every time he does something she doesn't like, it hits her so hard that she feels like she needs to comment on it, because I think she feels like he's her friend, or they have some kind of friendly relationship. And when he does stuff that isn't necessarily friend-like, I think she feels like he's betraying her in some way. So there you go, Alex. I hope you realize that your new BFF is Amber, by the way. She's going to start a podcast the same way she started keto. It's a good thought in her head, and it'll go absolutely nowhere. And then I was just talking about, in the first half of this, I was talking about the whale and how she copied that one scene, and then the doppelganger concept. And then I'm probably going to give this Bobby Althoff a look. Probably won't watch too much of it, but I just want to see if there's anything that Amber's like copying there. I'm not going to do a huge ass deep dive into that. So I'm going to have to go back through my comments, because people were mentioning other people that she was mimicking, and one was like, never mind, I can't remember any of them now. But yeah, people have put down the names of other channels that they've noticed Amber mimicking. And so I'm probably going to do a little bit of looking into that. I don't know what that's going to end up being in the end, but I will definitely report back over time. It's probably going to take a few weeks though, guys. It's not like the driving force in my life. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I've got like data analysis stuff I need to do. I've got door dashing I need to do. I've got a novel I need to edit. So I got other shit to do, which is why I tend to do these in the morning. But that being said, if you have made it to this end, but let's put a bug down in the comments section. Any kind of bug. I know there's bugs on here, right? And if you'd like to become a member, I'd love to have you as either my intern or my grad student. Mwahaha. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.